Masvidal. You've been gone a little while from the octagon. A lot of fans have missed you. How's that time off been good for you, do you think?
Oh man, it's been pretty cool. I went doing a lot of rehab and stuff, getting some injuries fixed, all on my own, you know, 'cause I don't believe in like doctors and medicine and going to sleep and a lot of things, you know. So I fixed up a lot of things that just needed attention. And then I got an opportunity to be in this reality show. You know, it was pretty cool. There was no phones, no TV, no music, just seclusion and nature and competition. And I had a lot of good athletes as well, Olympic gymnasts, the guy that took the silver medal for the mile, you know. So it was a good mixture of athletes that I was competing with every day and day, you know. I was the only MMA guy then. It was awesome because I got to learn from a lot of different disciplines, mindsets, how people train, how they compete, how they themselves see a competition, you know, as opposed to how me and my fellow co-workers or whatever I'd call them see competition. So it's pretty cool, you know. It's a different perspective. And, man, I loved it, bro. The experience was awesome. So I was on there for like 13, 14 weeks. I came out trying to get a fight. I couldn't get a fight. Whatever, now I got to fight, you know. And while I was gone in this reality show, mind you, I didn't have TV, phone, none of that. And that's when all these cockroaches and cowards started calling out my name. Well, I'm back. And not only am I back, but I'm fighting number 3 in the world. And number 37 in the world is mentioning my name. You know what this is called, my brother? I don't know what they call it in Malaysia, but in my part of the world, it's called blasphemy. You know why? So I don't give a fuck about you. I'm just trying to get the hardest and biggest, best fights. That's why the Asians love me, man, because they know I'm here to fight, man. That's why they requested to have me here, because they want to see what the real motherfuckers are doing. And that's me, man. Pardon my French. I get excited sometimes when people mention my name.
It's good to have you back. One of the people mentioning your name was actually Leon Edwards, who's the co-main event when he won against Cowboy in Singapore. He was calling for that fight with you. He's described this as kind of a tournament feel, that the winners could fight the winner and the losers could fight the loser. Do you see it like that?
That guy needs to fight with himself first, bro, and get a clear mind state of who and what he is, bro, because he's not a contender yet, you know. He hasn't done anything, you know. But like mentioning this guy in my interview, we just gave him press. Asia doesn't know who the fuck he is, you know. Asia don't give a fuck about him. I've gone in Asia and fought there a couple times, actually numerous times, more times than I count in my hand. That's what Asia loves me. Now, let's not bring up these bums in my interview. You could just mention, hey, that guy that's really shitty from Birmingham, something like that. But don't bring up names because where are you from? You in particular?
Me, I'm from Kent. I'm from southeast England.
Okay. If I was to say something negative about the prime minister over there, are they gonna interview her and then be like, hey, this fighter Jorge Masvidal said something about? No, they don't give no fuck. Neither do I. About some guy in Birmingham mentioning my name while I was gone. I'm back now. I'm fighting number 3 in the world. What do I care to fight? Whatever he's ranked in. You know what I'm saying? Especially bringing him to my Asian audience. They don't give a fuck about this guy, man. They don't give a fuck about this guy.
Well, you mentioned you've been around, you fought some of the very best in the world. You've been fighting in Japan. Now you're fighting a guy who's kind of seen as the young, up-and-coming dude. You're fighting him in his own country. What's that like for you? Does it change anything, whether you're fighting at home, whether you're fighting in someone else's capital city?
It don't change anything, man. Like I've said before, I heard they got some people kicking ass in Saturn. As long as they pay for my way over there, my hotel, my Saturn food, I'm going to go over there and kick some ass. You know, it doesn't matter where it's at. A fight is a fight. You know, the judging sucks. A lot of times when you're fighting abroad and you're fighting somebody from that country, that's the only thing that sucks. But as far as a fight goes, it's just another fight, man. Been there, done that, you know.
Do you think we're in for fireworks, us watching at home and those watching in London? Both of you, you don't mess about. You both come to bang.
Yeah, I don't mess about too often. I like the fight, man. So does Till, so it's going to be a scrap. That's why they booked this. That's why they didn't book any of those bums you mentioned earlier against Till. That's why they booked me, and I'm not even English. And I sold this place out like this. You know why? Because I come to fight, man. And maybe because I'm good looking. I don't know. But it's mainly because I come to fight, man.
What do you make of London? What do you make of the accent? You've had all sorts of accents ringing around you. What do you make of it all?
I like the accent in London's pretty cool. It's like it's got a lot of swag, you know. And people from Birmingham and stuff, man, they sound weird, man. And no offense, because I know I got a lot of fans over there. I like the Birmingham people. Just the accent is a little different for me, you know. You got to remember I'm from the Americas, you know. And Yeah, it's a little different, the accent, you know. Nothing against it. But the people who really got the thick accent is, where's Till from? He sounds like
Liverpool.
he's from another. Yeah, that's another planet of thickness, man. That's fucking heavy duty.
Well, you got a real opportunity here. You've done so much in your career, but now you beat Till. You're right in that title picture. Is that you where you want to be in your career right now in terms of being close to the title?
Um, After we take Till out the game, we're fighting for the title. That's a no-brainer, you know. Till's only loss for the title. My body of work speaks for itself, you know. I don't think I gotta sell it to anybody. I hope I don't gotta sit there and act an asshole because I have a mouth too. I can act like a jerk and call places dumps and talk crap about, you know, everybody in the sport, you know, and hope that gets me a title shot, you know, or I could go out and earn it and fight, you know, and bring it back to, fighters that win get title shots, you know, that'd be pretty cool to see, right? Like, you know, I don't have to go on a rant. I'm talking shit about everybody in my sport and whatever. That'd be pretty cool, you know, because then maybe some up and coming young kid will be like, oh shit, I could just kick ass and be like Masvidal and get a fucking title shot, you know.
Do you feel you got to show people how it's done a little bit, both in the cage and outside the cage then? Because, like you say, a lot of new fans and new fighters are acting in a certain way.
Well, I'm definitely handing out a lot of lessons, you know. I feel like I'm a university professor, but I'm stepping down to like a high school level to teach some of these uneducated people, you know. Not just fighters. There's a lot of fans that are just, you know, they're thinking it's like a high school spill out. And I get it. If you're like 17, yeah, I get that, you know. If you're 17 to 20, whether you just got out of high school, fucking Instagram beefing is the thing to do, or you listen to these new age YouTube rappers, that's the thing to do, you know, make up things that you're a killer or something, and then, you know, because you put it on like social media, it gives that instant gratification that you're that thing, you know. But nah, I don't see that, you know. If you're saying things, back them up, you know, because a lot of these guys that are talking bad about me when they see me, how dare you ask me for a picture, man? Does that make sense, man?
Yeah, that sounds fairly ridiculous to me, man.
Does that make sense to anybody? I know my Asian fans are going, what the fuck, bro? This guy, thank you, Jorge. You are the truth every time, man. Because they understand some real shit, you know. I don't understand these motherfuckers. How do you talk crap and then ask for a picture with me? Does that make sense, man? And what
baffling
we living in? I don't know, man.
We've seen the division get refreshed a little bit. We've got a new champion, Kamaru Usman. Did you check out that fight? And what do you think about the fact we got a new person holding the belt?
I don't own like a TV. I could afford one. You know, I don't need nobody sending me no TVs in my mail. Thank you, Asia. I know you guys are already. What? He doesn't have a TV. They're gonna send me one. I don't have TV. I don't watch it. I you know, if I'm at like, you know, my friend invited me to a barbecue and they're playing the fights, I'll catch them. It's not like I'm against watching fights, but I try not to watch TV as much as possible. So I didn't see the actual fight. I heard that Usman won the pretty one-sided way. I heard Woodley was way off. Obviously, I got some insight. Woodley's a teammate. I know a lot of people that went out there to Missouri to go help him train or wherever he was at, you know. So it just sucks because I think Woodley's a much better fighter. You know, I think he's a better wrestler, which is on paper he's way better of a wrestler. He's also a better striker. Just maybe he didn't give Kamal the respect he deserved, you know, and that's what happened, you know, because I heard he just backpedaled himself up into the cage. Well, you did all the work for Usman because that's all he could do is put you up against the cage. You know, I thought Woodley would get him out of there, just hurt him, and then be able to out-wrestle him. But I heard the gas tank wasn't there after the first round, and that's something that you definitely need in fights, man. You need that gas tank, man.
A lot of fans excited for this. Last question. A lot of fans excited for this one. Is there a worry on your part that Till's going to make it down the aisle? Because he struggled a lot with his weight cut in previous months, you know?
Man, that's if I was to worry about who's doing what, bro, I probably shouldn't be in this sport, man. I'm worried about me and my weight. If he makes weight, awesome. If he doesn't, I'll get heavily compensated for it because I signed the contract to fight at 171 pounds. If I'm fighting at 185 pounds, well, then I want to get compensated like the big boys do because the heavyweights make a lot of money. So do the light heavyweights, so do the middleweights. And then after that, the money really starts to drop off considerably. So if I'm going up the middleweight when I'm a welterweight, well, then I better get paid handsomely for it, you know? And then, yeah, I'll do my job against a middleweight. Fuck it, you know. Is it fair? No, because I'm a welterweight. I signed to fight at 171 pounds and under, 77 kilos point something. You know, so I would like that too. That in the sport we started being a little more fair. You know, if a guy misses 4 or 5 pounds, what are we talking about? That's a whole new contract and weight class. That's not fair to the guy that did run through that desert while making a diet to get to a fight. Because that's what you have to do. You have to run through a desert. You have a lot of weight to lose. And Till might be a big boy for 70, but I used to be humongous for 155 pounds. I used to lose about 15 to 18 pounds of water in those days of weight cutting, you know? And it was never easy for me. But guess what? I never missed weight. I made my weight every time because that's what a professional does, you know? So I'm really hoping that Till just makes the weight and put on a great show, you know? Anything else outside of that, I can't control.
Should be a great show. Gamebred, great to have you back. We can't wait to see you out here. All the best.
Cheerio, mate.
Cheerio.